So now that we have WordPress installed in our blog, I'm going to do a quick recap of what we did already. So we've registered a new domain name, we've set up a hosting account with SiteGround, we've installed an SSL, the HTTPS certificate, just to make sure that your website is secure and the connection is encrypted. And finally, we've actually installed WordPress on our blog. So now it's time to actually jump into the dashboard and have a look at how WordPress works. So this is the dashboard, which doesn't look very appealing and might look a bit overwhelming for some of you. But this is where you control your website. This is the backend. This is the admin panel. This is where you add images. This is where you create new posts and pages, create menus, change the appearance of the website, and all of that. So I'm just going to quickly go through every tab that you see on the left here. So dashboard is just an overview of what's happening in WordPress. If you're going to receive regular WordPress updates here, you're going to receive a notification. In the second tab, which is the updates, you're going to see which plugins and which themes need an update. Then the next one is Jetpack, which is pretty much a WordPress optimization plugin by the company who actually who actually own WordPress right now. So this plugin is installed by default. I would just go and deactivate it. We're not going to be using it anyway, so I'm just going to deactivate these three. And posts is where you basically create your blog posts, your content, your articles. So we've got one like a test, like a dummy test WordPress blog created, the blog post created by SiteGround, and when we install a WordPress on our blog. So this is simply a test blog post. We can actually have a look at it if we go to this URL, which pretty much looks the same as the home page. So not very appealing, quite designed. So if you want to create a new post, you click on add new and simply create a new one, but we're gonna get back to this later on. So categories are under which you set your blog post. So if you're writing about an SEO tools, you'd want to create a category called SEO, or maybe even SEO tools if you're planning to have more than one article around SEO tools. So the tags are simply the key phrases, the keywords that would suggest adding when writing a blog post. So again, if you're writing about SEO tools, as a tag, you can add SEO tools and SEO tips and search engine optimization and all of that. So under media, this is where you upload your images and videos. So you can simply drag and drop your image here. It's going to take a minute or so to upload to WordPress, and that's it. And then we've got pages. That's where you simply create a new page, like a home page or a contact us page or an about us page. Works on the same principle as posts. You just simply go ahead and click on add new, and there'll be a familiar interface. So comments, this is when someone leaves a comment on your article or on the page. If you allow comments on page, then all of your comments are going to appear here. You can moderate them, you can delete and approve them. So some of them are going to be definitely spammy. So WordPress gives you kind of a decent option to bulk edit the comments you receive. So the appearance tab is what we use to customize the actual theme. So as of now, we've got 2017 installed, which is a default free WordPress theme that basically gets installed in pretty much every blog. But we're gonna get back to it because this is pretty much one of the most important parts of what you need to know about creating a blog. Then we've got menus. This is where we add menus, widgets. This is where we add sidebars. And don't worry about the header and editor too much for now. Then we've got plugins. Well, they basically add functionality to your blog or a website. So there are over 50,000 free plugins on in the WordPress directory right now. And to add a new one, you simply go to add a new one. And either if you know the name of the plugin, you simply type it in here. If you don't, there are featured and popular and recommended plugins listed in different tabs here. So you can simply click on popular and click on, let's say, Contact Form 7, which is a plugin to add contact forms, which isn't the best one really, but it is still one of the popular ones. So you can read a quick description and overview of the plugin itself, and then click install if you want to. Then we've got users. Don't worry about it too much, but when you have more than one user that's capable of logging into the dashboard, to the admin panel that you're seeing right now, all of those users are going to be listed here, and you can add one by simply pressing add new. So then we've got tools, which has very simple settings and options, but don't worry about it too much. You might be using it later on if you decide to or migrate your website to a new domain or a new hosting provider. And then we've got settings. Settings is quite an important thing because when you add new plugins, some of them may appear under the settings tab. Some of them might have a separate tab in the dashboard, but nevertheless, this is where you basically set up your main parameters. So if we go to general, we can see our site title here. So we're going to change it to Solve It Blog Setup, which is the name of the blog, believe it or not. A tagline, we can just leave it blank. So we've got the WordPress address, which is fine here. So we've got the HTTPS, make sure it's HTTPS. If you have a valid SSL certificate, it should be HTTPS here. Otherwise, you're going to be getting some annoying redirects. Let's get the site language. Let's go for English, United States. That's fine. Time zone, okay. Date format, time format, that's fine. Just click on Save Settings. Let's go to writing right now. So this is mainly to do with your emails. In most cases, you won't need to change anything here. So just leave it as it is right now. So then we've got reading. Don't worry about that too much unless for some reason you have the search engine visibility ticked here. So this is basically means if you tick this box, that would mean, well, basically WordPress gives an option to discourage search engines from indexing this website. So which is quite a handy thing to do when you're developing a website and don't want people to basically find it yet. Don't want people to land on a website through Google search before the website is actually fully live. So you might want to take that box in. But when you do have your website live and ready to go, make sure to go back to settings and reading and untick the box. Then we've got discussion, which is some settings around comments. and all of that. In most cases, you'll just leave it as it is. We've got media. Media is just some basic, again, just some basic settings about your uploads, your videos and images uploads. So I would just leave it blank as it is. The only thing we need right now is permalinks. So the permalinks is actually your URL structure. So by default, the structure here is we've got the date and then we've got the article name. So as soon as you add a new blog post or an article or even a page, your URL structure will be as follows. So it's going to have a date and then followed by the actual URL of the article. So to keep it short and to keep it clean, I would just advise to go for a post name. Just go ahead and save settings. So that's pretty much it about the basics of WordPress. So hopefully you are more or less familiar with the dashboard already.